Welcome to In My Opinion 4 Omega Quintet. The world has almost been completely covered by a strange and deadly phenomenon known as Blair, which tends to kill people and releases hordes of monsters known as Mad. Though there are protectors of the people, and these brave protectors are none other than the pop idol superheroes called Verse Maidens, gaining their strength by the faith the fans give them. Momoka, a veteran Verse Maiden, is getting up there in years and has started to become weaker. That's when Atoha, the clutchy superfan of Momoka, and her reluctant childhood friend Tak come in.
Hey, shouldn't we hurry up and get out of here?
Atoha takes up the mantle of a Verse Maiden, and along the way meets up with more group members, such as the super energetic Kanadeko,
Where are they?
and the more strict maiden Kyoka.
To be unsuitable as Verse Maidens.
Together, the Verse Maiden group of Omega Quintet sets out on the mission of stopping the Mad and learning to work together, with, of course, their new manager Tak.
Really disappeared.
I'm not gonna lie, the overall plot to the game is not really all that great. It sorta picks up near the end mark with some revelations, but nothing special. Though what saves the game from being completely boring is the cast itself. The game plays like a comedy with plenty of interactions between the characters, showing off their personality quirks and giving off funny little dialogue, making you actually enjoy being around them. No one comes off as annoying and you won't find yourself rolling your eyes. I especially like Tak, since instead of the usual "I'll save everyone and give dramatic speech," he kinda comes off a little bit different, as he kinda gets annoyed at times by the characters and can come off as a smartass, but you can tell he's not always trying to be a jerk. There's even a little taste of fan service here and there.
Idiot.
I'm
What are
sorry.
you doing?
A friendly heads up, there is a true ending route in which you must do side quests and get the affection meter of Atoha and Arya up to a high 3, but it's best to go for the 4.
So you are.
If not, you will get the rather meh normal ending instead of the more conclusive true ending. If you're wondering, yes, each girl has their own little ending with Tak, and the game lets you pick who you want before the big end battle. If you're still curious about the whole world itself, there are journal entries you find through your playthrough that help expand on it a little bit. The combat is turn-based for this one. The lineup of who goes next is shown on the right hand side. This also shows who the Mad are planning to attack, so it helps with planning ahead. You may notice little symbols next to the characters in the lineup. These are bonuses you get when attacking. This can range from restoring some SP to something like a little more XP from the fight. There's also a big meter you might have noticed in the lower right corner. That's your voltage meter, which is important since without it you can't pull off your special skills or activate live concert mode. It builds up for pulling off links to certain attacks, also for attacking and killing Mads. You have a set amount of times you can act for each character during a turn. It starts off small, but it does increase during combat for each Mad you kill with that character. The number you start with also increases once you start to level up your weapon proficiency, letting you have more options during your turn. Distance also plays a role, as placing characters in certain spots help them score hits more often and do a bit more damage. You may have noticed Mads have 2 bars, one for health of course, while the other is their field bar. Breaking that down opens them up for more damage. If you do your special skill while it's down, it triggers an extra scene continuing the punishment. You can even overkill the Mads, which is basically killing them twice. This allows you to pick up certain materials much easier. Our Verse Maidens can also equip whatever weapon they want, though some weapons need to level up proficiency before being able to use certain skills. Tak, being the manager, also comes into play during combat. You can equip him to any of the girls. This will give them a little HP and SP boost. He will assist the girl by attacking with her, pushing the enemy's turn back, and he can also defend the girls from attacks. This does, however, have a set limit. There are 2 types of special techniques you learn while progressing through the game, called Harmonics and Live Concert Mode. Harmonics lets you pull off an onslaught of attacks one after another, resulting in one big combo. You can even pull off certain special flashy chain moves. To activate Harmonics, Tak must still have action points, and the characters you want to harmonize with must have their turns aligned. If one is not lined up right, they will be left out and you may not be able to activate certain chain moves. Live concert mode activates buffs for your characters while playing some tunes. You can choose what buffs and songs are used on what voltage level, since activating it will suck up a certain amount of your voltage meter. The higher the voltage level used, the longer it lasts. Keep in mind though that this concert can be stopped by getting one of your girls killed or their outfits get torn. You heard me right, these idols' outfits can be ripped to shreds down to their bra and panties. While it's great for fan service, it stinks for combat. Now the mads do have their own special technique, and boy is it an annoying one. It's called order break. As the name says, this lets them break the order of who's next and allows them to attack right away. This can be a one-shot attack, but most of the time it's a flurry of attacks that can easily kill one person or wipe out your entire party. This is mainly done by bosses, but as you get deeper in the game, regular mads start doing it. Some of the things that can trigger this is low health for the mad, if you take out grunts, or something else. I don't know, it's kinda random at times. As mentioned, it's by far one of the most annoying and unbalanced mechanics I've run into in a JRPG. Hell, it pissed me off so fucking much, look what it made me do to my game case. It just feels borderline cheap of the game to do. So yeah, I actually like the combat in the game. Pulling off these long chain attacks is pretty fulfilling and the combat is just well fun. I just wish to handle auto break much better. You can choose your difficulty before the game. Mine is set on intermediate. While the mads start off easy, the game gets a little bit of a spike at a certain point, which can lead to some tougher fights, though some can quickly turn into frustrating moments thanks again to auto break. So if you just want to play on a lower difficulty and not do what I did to my case thanks to a certain boss, you can. Don't worry, it doesn't affect the true ending route. After each battle you get XP and more can be gained depending on certain factors. You also gain some EP, which is a game's currency. When you finally level up, you can deck out each character's grid how you want. You can get new skills, new upgraded versions of skills, passive abilities, and more. Talk can also be upgraded, adding to the amount of times you can use in battle, and some bonuses like higher resistance against some status effects, or even a boost in experience points. Of course there are side quests in this game. It's the usual kill X monster, get some drops, find X item, etc. Some of the quest descriptions can be a little funny or even have a nod like Kid Voorhees here, though nothing special. However, the rewards are worth it. Of course you get some EP, support points which help open more side quests, blueprints for better items, the ability to bypass more areas on the map, new chest spots on the map leading to more goodies such as new chain skills, and thankfully a speed boost to make going back and forth in these maps much quicker, since even with the warp points, getting around at normal speed still takes a little while. The good thing about these side quests is that the majority of them tell you where to go to complete them, and the game keeps a nice checklist for you, with only a few making you scratch your head on where to go. Be sure to do these as soon as possible since they tend to disappear at a certain point. Omega Quintet has an office which acts as your main hub. Here you can talk to the characters, continue the story by picking your main quest, and many other things such as crafting. With this you can disassemble certain items to create newer ones such as weapons. Just make sure you have the right loot and bam! Though it will cost you some EP. You can also toughen up whatever outfit you're wearing and repair them since your clothes will be damaged often. Then you have amps, which are boosters you can set for each character's outfits. This could help the character build a stronger resistance to a certain status effect, level up faster, hit harder, and so forth. The more you level up said outfit, the more amps you can add. You also gain coins from side quests or finding them chests around the map. These can be spent to buy pictures and bios from the shop. There's even outfits, accessories, hair designs, and eye color that can be unlocked and then bought. Yup, you can mess with any of the characters' look. Though what's kinda stupid is you have to buy each outfit once for each girl, and you have to re-level the new outfits all over again. It's not like these outfits boost up anything, they just look nice. This can get pretty expensive, so you have to make your decision if it's worth it or not. Keep in mind as well, there is a new game plus, and to bring certain things over will cost some coin. If you're feeling underleveled, instead of going out in the field to grind, you can level up in the office training room tower. Each floor has its own set of goodies to get and bosses to fight. However, this is one of the only time difficulty comes into play when it comes to content, as if you're not playing on the hardest difficulty, you are locked out some of the floors. Also, did I forget to mention that going into the office automatically restores your HP and SP? Yeah, it's very helpful. There's a raw material exchange in your office as well. This comes in handy if you don't have a certain material to make a certain item, and either can't find it or don't really feel like going out and picking it up from a mad. Well, with the theme for this game being idols, of course you can put on your own show. You're allowed to pick your song, character animation, the singing order, and so on to put on your special little concert. More options are unlocked the more you use live concert mode and the more side quests you do. It's something you can really sink your time into, and the payoff is seeing your creation go off without a hitch. You may have noticed little faces and exclamation points around the main hub. These are event markers that let you get to know the cast more and get a little closer to the girls. These are pretty entertaining, and some may even lead to some good old fan service. Just be sure to do them when you see them, since they are missable. Doing these events helps raise the girls' affection for Tak, which in turn gives them more of a stat increase and helps out Tak's support abilities. You can also hear what's on the girls' minds.
Let's have some fun. Play with me. I'm kind of embarrassed.
Let's get this out the way. This game clearly doesn't push the power of the PS4. If anything looks like a PS3 game, though that doesn't mean it's ugly. While the environments are rather bland, the character models themselves are bright and colorful. The game doesn't really use in-game models for cutscenes except on some really rare occasions. Most of the conversations are told through 2D stills of the cast. Now that doesn't mean the models stay completely still, as they do move around and emote. The frame rate for the most part is stable, though it starts to dip down later on when you get new party members and more enemies appear on the screen. It's not awful, it's just I would think with a game not really pushing polygons that I would keep the same frame rate throughout the whole thing. The voice cast is really good, with each voice fitting the characters just right. The original Japan audio is there as well, if you prefer that. The tunes used for concerts on and off the battlefield are rather good as well. What's also pretty neat is that each chapter is treated like an anime episode with an opening and closing theme. While it does have problems like the order break mechanic, not the greatest presentation, and the plot, it's still a good game with enjoyable combat, a likable cast, and some good humor. I personally spent around 80 hours beating the game, doing the side quests, seeing the little events, and clearing out some of the training rooms. In terms of replayability, you have New Game Plus and even post-game content with tougher enemies and side quests. There's also the harder difficulty that opens up more of the training area. If you're up for a lighthearted little romp in the world of superpower idols, I say give it a shot. I hope you enjoy my thoughts on this game, and for gamer's sake, keep gaming.